Okay, can we talk about skin whitening cream, by the way? I have some. I got this in India, by the way. I got it in Mumbai. White Perfect. Check out that. White Perfect. Because when I think about white people, I think perfection. But it's white, it's perfect white skin, you know? Or, here's a couple more of, here's perfect white, here's, this is white radiance. This one was in Korea. Here's more white perfect. White power, right? So the idea is like you empower yourself. So can you talk about skin lightening cream? Like what's...
Well, I mean, I know a lot of people who use it back home, but I haven't really, that's not really my vibe.
Where do they use it? Like how do they use it? Can you say?
Well, I know some people who use it all over their body, but mostly just face.
Just their face?
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't use it on their hands also?
Sometimes, but majority face.
How often? Is it every day? Is it?
Well, sometimes if you get a serum, then it just actually lightens your skin, so you use it twice a day, once a day, or you can just get a lightening foundation, which you use before you put your makeup on or something like that.
So the goal though really is to keep your skin as light or bright as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And bro, do men use it?
I've seen guys do it as well.
Yeah.
I was in a boarding school, so some of my friends had a few. It was different. It was I was there two kinds of things. One would be Fair and Lovely. That was for
Fair
girls.
and Lovely?
Yeah, and for guys it was Fair and Handsome.
Fair and Handsome?
Yeah, that's for the guys. And some of the guys used to have it, if they're going out on a date or something, they just put some on and go.
If they were going out with somebody, they would put it on, but it doesn't work immediately, right? It's got...
No, it does.
It does? Yeah, it does?
Yeah, it can. If you get the thing that you put on right before makeup, it'll just brighten it up.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird.
And Leah, it's just ever present in Korea, am I right? Skin whitening cream.
Yeah. I don't think people reach out for whitening products, but it's more most of the products, they contain whitening powder or just some ingredients that make your skin lighter and brighter.
Mm-hmm. So is there a sense that so there's a beauty preference, but is there a sense that having white skin or bright skin or light skin will actually give you benefits economically and so on? You're more likely to get a job, or you're more likely to move ahead, or is there a sense of that? Or can we talk about that? What's the conversation that lighter skin will bring you positive rewards?
I don't think it's an economic benefits in the future, but it's more if you have brighter skin, you get a lot of compliments about your skins. While your skin is so bright, you have really clear face. That's kind of a compliment. So many people have just preference over clear and white skins, and when it comes to boys and girls relationships, guys have majority of guys, they have preference over white skin girls.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a reward.
And would that mean if you came to the United States here, people would be more interested in people who are white? Boys, men would be more interested in men and women both interested, looking for lighter skinned partners? If you were looking to date an American, would that come into play here with Americans, or is it not the same?
I don't think it's the same, but I've seen many, not many, just few Koreans who have just preference over white Americans.
Uh-huh.
When compared to other nationalities. Just I wouldn't generalize it, but I've seen few.
So what about me though? Nobody ever says anything to me about my skin when I'm in Korea. What are they thinking when they look at my skin? Are they thinking that this guy? Yeah, what are they thinking?
Just personally, I believe Koreans, they have like standards on Koreans,
Yeah.
and they have like different standards on foreigners.
Okay.
So like even if you have like freckles or like if you have like dark skins, they don't really care.
It doesn't matter.
But if you're like Korean, if you're like very close friends, they would like say something about your face
Okay.
besides just the skin color.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, because I never get compliments. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's a whole different world here.
The way I see it is probably like people think that, like people think you would probably like they perceive you as like American, but instead of like they don't say like, oh, there's a white guy walking on the street. They say like, oh, there's an American walking on the street. Or it's like they see you as like Caucasian. Because you got a feature and the skin, like your skin is part of your feature, like biological feature that you know, like
Got it.
building your
Yeah,
appearances.
got it.
But not like they don't see like, oh, there's a white guy, because like it's different, and like they see you as okay, there's like American or there's like foreigner walking on the street, that there's not a lot of consideration in terms of like your race. It's different. It's a completely different concept than what we have in America. If from China, yeah.
Okay, so like this dude right here, nobody would. Wouldn't. They're not even looking at his skin's irrelevant. With him.
Well, they'll notice it, but like they're not gonna consider like your race. They're just say like, oh, you're a foreigner walking on
Got
the
you.
street
Got
instead of like something else.
So it may be that he and I would be categorized the same because we're both foreigners.
Yeah, I'll say because as like I think there's like because the information like it's I think the spread of information like because we got internet stuff, so it's the China what people think of China right now is completely different from like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And they know that in America there's white people and black people, so like when both of you walk in the street, they probably perceive you as like American.
Got you.
Instead of like a white guy black guy. It's just, yeah.
No, I mean this is true in West Africa, right? Like if you are Black American, and you are in West Africa, like Ghana or different places, you'll oftentimes just be considered American or just called white, because it's just just different categories. White is American is white. So if you're American, you're just white. In Haiti. So, when I was in Haiti, we took some students to Haiti, and we had a couple students who were Black Americans, and people just called us, they were all the blancs. They're just the whites. And these students that we were with, who were, they were darker than you, like you, bro. They were darker than you, man. But the Haitians were calling them white people because they were Americans. So it's just like, yeah, I know, you're Black, but it doesn't matter. You're American, so you're white. It's just, and what I'm trying to do here is just kind of push out all these different kinds of standards and ways of people see these things, which is race. The way we think about race is not the way the entire world thinks about race. It's just very different and very complicated. Does anybody have who has a question that they would ask or a comment that they would want to make? Who has a question you want to ask?
Why did none of you talk about the media and how the media portrays white people? Or
Yeah, we just didn't get there. Do you want to say something about the media?
Because I feel like that has the most effect on how we see people. You see shows, movies, and all that.
It does now, but the kind of stuff that we're talking about goes back beyond media. You know what I mean? Like in Korea, this is going back 1,500 years, right? So it's not about, what happens is we have the idea that the West imposes a media presence around the world and we follow. But so many of these preferences and ideas and perspectives, this is way before the media, but maybe you want to just say something about that.
That's definitely true. I mean, if you look at an average guy, like he goes home from work, like sits in front of the TV and like turns on the news, and then you see you see a woman on the who's like telling the news, full of makeup, like as white as possibly you can get her to be, and basically like every news report, like in terms just news law, that's possibly like everywhere. So if you are on TV, like you want to look as fair as possible, and even like in the like movies and TV shows, all of the good actors are like more like lighter skinned.
Yeah, like all the Bollywood the top Bollywood actors are lighter skinned.
And like all of the if you're like dark skinned, you're more like there's more. I mean, like there are, but like in proportionality, there are like more number of like
Yeah.
fair skin like actors out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, final question, bro, and then we'll go to the quiz.
Yeah, I just had a question about, so normally white people in America at least, they're like, okay, I got to work on my tan. I got to be a little bit darker. And so it just brought up the question for me at least, like what is your experience with coming to the States? And do you have friends who are like, oh, I need to work on my tan? And is that shocking to you?
Yeah. I was like, bro, like if you go back to my country, like they'll be following you, bro.
Like you'd be like, why would you work on your tan?
Why? Like, I mean, that was my, the first thing that I said, but let's be like, in all fairness, it was a week after I landed here, so yeah.
You know, in Seoul, the number of people that had just full body masks, who are, you know, especially my age, full body masks, hats, body masks, so no sun even gets on their face at all. You know, like, damn. Leah, do you have a quick thing on that? And then this is a great question. Thanks, man.
Yeah, we do like put on like sunscreen, not to just get burned and tan. So like just answering your question, when I first came to America, like I was not really surprised because when I was even back in Korea, I knew a lot of Americans loved being tanned, and I do believe the reason between Koreans wanting to become more lighter and Americans wanting to being tanned is just based on their like history and their just preference. So like just sharing one of my experiences, I have a Korean American friend, and when she like visited her family in Korea, she shared her story when she just went to see her dermatologist. She said she just got there just to like get some like regular checkups on her skin, and the receptionist like she recommended her to have like lightening services there. And
In
she
Korea.
was and her reaction was like she thought like her skin is just not tan as much, so she was like, oh, I need to like get my skin tanned more. And she heard that, oh, you should like get the lightening service.
Yeah. Which is wild, right? Yeah. Hey, listen. Hey, wait. Can we have applause? Yeah. Oh, man.